Okay. Okay, everybody, listen up. Yes, yes. So, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, to your students. So, again, my name is Dr. Jacqueline Itambo, and I oversee the undergraduate program. And I'm here to kind of bring to you some of the things that we do, why you should consider coming back to our program when you decide to come back, and also answer some of the questions that you may have. Um, you are going to be graduate soon in May, right? Congratulations. I know it has taken a lot of hard work to be here. So congratulations. And you remind me of where I was back then, a couple of years ago, graduating with my BSN. And I had not even started my job. And I can't imagine somebody stepping in front of me and telling me about graduate school, right? It's like you just want to get out here, go to work, and kind of recover from all that hard work, right? But I also very soon after I started working 5 years down the road, I started thinking, I think I need to do something different. And I do want, when that thought comes to you, when it comes to you, I want you to think about CSU. And we have a great school here, and there are some differences that make us unique. And a lot of students are not aware of that when they think of going back to graduate school. So one of the things I want to bring to you is what kind of programs we really have. So we have 4 pathways to get to the graduate program. One is RN MS. What does that mean? This is a program that is meant for students who have an associate degree. And they are thinking about going back to graduate school to become nurse educators, right? So they come back, they have time to complete the BSN part of the RN, and then they move on to take a couple classes, and when they graduate, they have a master's program. That may not apply to you because you are here and you're getting your BSN, but you may have a family member, a relative, or maybe somebody may talk to you where you work and say, you know what, I have an associate and I don't even know what to do, right? Those are the people you need to share with them this information. Tell them, hey, you can get a master's degree from CSU. The other pathway is MS pathway. This is the pathway that applies to you. You are coming back to get a master's and you already have a BSN, right? In this pathway, you can get a master's in nursing education, nurse manager leader, nurse practitioner in psych, mental health, acute care, or becomes dual certified in family and acute care. For that program, it requires you to have 1 year of full-time RN experience. So this is where, if you are 1 year into your practice and you want to come back to school, this pathway might be the one for you. Or it requires you to have 2 years of part-time working as RN to be able to get to the master's program. Why is it so? When you come to the master's program and you want to go to those 4 tracks I've just mentioned, the very first year you are thrown into the actual core content of being a graduate student. And you will need that RN experience to help you grasp the content of those courses. That's why the curriculum is created for you to have had that RN experience before you come into that program. The other pathway is BSN DNP, which means when you graduate, you will have your terminal degree as a Doctor of Nursing Practice. That applies to you right now. You don't need to have had RN experience for you to be admitted into that program. You have 4 concentrations: BSN DNP, acute care, BSN DNP, psych, mental health, BSN DNP, dual certified, acute care and family. Why it doesn't require you to have that RN experience, that you're graduating in May and you can be in class for your graduate courses in August, and we only require you to sit for your NCLEX and give us a license by the end of the fall semester. It's because the very first year of that BSN, DNP, you are not taking courses that require the RN experience as a foundation. By the time you start knocking on those courses, you will already have had a year and a quarter into your RN practice. So kind of matches the masters, right? 1 year before you jump in for the masters, you need that. And for the BSN TNP, by the time you hit on those core courses, you are already 1 year and a quarter into practice. So the curriculum is created to make sure that you are successful, whether you come in for masters or you come in for BSN TNP. We have another pathway that is for you when you are 5 years into practice. We have MS DNP, meaning students who already have a master's, they can come back and get a doctorate in nursing practice in population health. What does population health really mean? If you are a master's, you are probably a nurse educator. You are a leader somewhere. You have a master's in nurse manager leader somewhere. You are a nurse practitioner, right? So what does population health mean? If you come in and you've been a nurse practitioner in psych, the concentration of your doctoral work is going to be on psych population. If you come in and you are a manager somewhere in a healthcare institution, your doctoral work may focus on population that's related to broad spectrum of what you're dealing with in your practice as a leader. So that's why it is DNP population health. It is very diversified, even though it says population health. Anybody with questions so far about the kind of programs we have?
Dr. Persons and I, we both did the nurse educator, and then we worked as that for a while when we came back and did the population health focus for the DNP. So, and never say never. You're probably thinking, never am I going to do this. But in a year, a couple, just keep it in mind. You know?
Right. So we have our programs online and hybrid. Nurse educator program and the nurse manager leader program and the DNP population health, those programs are 100% online. The nurse practitioner concentrations, psych mental health, acute care, or the dual certified acute care and family. Students come to campus every other week. Why do we have that flexibility? One, as you know, a lot of colleges are out there and a lot of programs are online, right? You can do a degree or master's in something from Kenyon University, and Kenyon University is in Arizona, and there are so many programs online. You don't even need to leave the state of Colorado. But what I have heard about a lot of students, why they prefer to come to our program, is because of that flexibility to be on campus, to meet with your faculty, and to have one-on-one interaction with your peers. It makes a lot of difference in how you grasp the content and how you apply it. The other thing is that we expose our graduates to the simulation lab in the course of their study. A lot of these online programs will say, okay, you need to show on campus 3 days a semester. And when you're here, we're going to do intense work on being in the labs, right? We don't do that. We spread your in-person experience throughout the semester so that you don't get that pressure of being here for 3 days and you can't even you lose attention by the second day. You're like, I need to get out of here, right? And I was in conference 2 weeks ago where I had 7 days of intense training and stuff. And by the 60th day, I'm done. I just need to go home. I can't even take any more. But well, I had to sit through the 7th or the 8th day because, hey, that's how it was planned, right? We don't want our students to have that experience of that pressure. So we have that hybrid format for our students to be on campus. And it allows our students to combine work and being in school. It allows them to be able to work and be in school at the same time. The way we do our schedule, it doesn't change. On-campus days are on the odd numbered weeks. If you come 5 years later, it's going to be the same, which allows you to really plan your life, family life, and work schedule. So odd numbers weeks, 1, 3, 5, those are the weeks that we are on campus, and it doesn't change at all. All right. Yes.
So how long does it take?
So that was going to be my next narrative. Thank you. So every program is different. The online programs are very flexible. The nurse manager leader, the nurse educator programs, we admit students every 8 weeks, and it's all online. And it's actually very individualized to how you want to study. You want to take 12 credits? Oh, go for it. Because you know what? You're going to finish your master's in 2 semesters, right? If you are going to do DNP population health, that it is part-time and full-time. If you do part-time, it is 5 semesters. If you do full-time, it is 7 semesters. It's all online, right? The NP courses are kind of structured static. We cannot vary those and be very specific to your needs. So a master's program in nurse practitioner will take you 7 semesters, and that's full-time. The DNP, BSN TNP, nurse practitioner courses will take you 11 semesters, and that is static. We don't change those. And the reason we cannot change is because of the hybrid. We want to make sure that the kind of curriculum we have can meet a lot of our students' need to be working and be in school at the same time. So yeah, thank you for that question. So they vary depending on your concentration.
Does that include summers?
Yes, summers. Yes. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is why should you choose CSU? We are competitively priced when compared to other courses schools around. In the state of Colorado, we are way cheaper. And I'm saying this because I've looked at the numbers. Right now, the credit cost for graduate courses in the School of Nursing is $495 per credit. Check out the school, they almost double. They almost double. And you have to understand the mission of the School of Colorado State University Pueblo. We are here for our students, and we understand our student population. First generation in their family. Our students are working, they can't afford not to work, right? And the tuition is like that to give students opportunity to come to school or to come to college, earn education, and change their lives. So we are very affordable. I have had students call me from out of state. They say, I need to talk to you because I'm looking for a school. And when I looked up the cost of tuition, your program is really affordable. Can you tell me more about it? Just that cost alone. So when you look elsewhere, look at what we have for you and consider us, because it's going to make a big difference in that cost. The other one I want to talk about is opportunity when you graduate. One of the things that concern people is, will I be able to get a job after I get my graduate education? Nurse practitioner, one of their biggest concern is, will I pass my boards as soon as I graduate because I need that job? And the answer to that question is yes. Our past time pass rates reports that we get always reported more than 80% of our students passing their board exams first time they take it. So our curriculum is designed to make sure that you are successful in getting ready for your next move in your career. And pass rates do tell us our program prepares students to be successful, even though the cost of tuition is way lower than the other colleges we look around. The other thing I want to say is that the flexibility of having the hybrid format, online learning is not for everybody. Some people are like, you know what, I need that human interaction for me to get it, right? And so one of the things I also get, a lot of applicants saying, I like the way it is hybrid. And I do have students in my program who drive all the way from Loveland, Denver, to come to school here because of the hybrid format opportunity for that. The other thing, we are very much aware of the cost of education, and we look into how we can save our students some money by looking into the cost of the materials that we need our students to use for learning. And so I tell my faculty, look at the number of textbooks you're asking your students. Maybe you just need to ask them for one student and then supplement everything else so that we can save our students some money, right? The other thing I ask my faculty is implement different ways of teaching, that it doesn't have to be one way of a student acquiring that knowledge. If there are other teaching strategies you can use that students can get the knowledge without having to spend so much money, then please use it, right? So we are a faculty that knows it is expensive and a lot of our students don't have that money to pour into graduate education. And so we are here to support it. The other thing is we do have nursing scholarships that are specific to nursing, and we do have scholarships that are specific to graduate nursing education. I joined CSU in 2023. 2024, it was my first opportunity to look into the graduate nursing education scholarship applications. And I went through the whole thing and I'm like, only 5 people have applied? They know that there's money here, and everybody who applied, they got awarded some money, right? So after that, my initial assessment, I told my faculty, the students need to know there are scholarships there, they need to apply. And when I talked about scholarship application, the students were like, it's too much when you have to apply so many here. You know what CSU program, you make application to one scholarship, you use the same application to all the others, right? So I do encourage my students to look into the scholarship, go to the CSU Pueblo School of Nursing, there's a tab there for scholarship, click on it, whatever is for nursing, just do it. It doesn't have to get like $5,000, right? $2,000, right? It is a big difference, right? So I do encourage my students to look for scholarship inside and outside of the CSU Pueblo. There are opportunities there to support your education. The other thing, I do go for nursing conferences, and believe it or not, when I go there, I'm looking out for my students. I bring home any information that is talking about nursing scholarship. I bring home opportunities that are talking about fellowship programs for nursing graduates, and I constantly sharing those resources with my student on the website so that when they graduate, if they don't feel ready to go direct to clinical practice, they have this fellowship that pays for them and also allows them to make that transition. So I am looking to make sure that our students have the resources they need to be successful. Before I take some questions, I want to talk about Nurse Manager MBA program. So the Nurse Manager MBA program, to apply, somebody has to be a nurse, registered nurse, because it is a master's program. So you need to be a registered nurse. When you apply to the program, we actually launched, this program was approved fall last year. We are admitting the students through the nurse manager pathway. And then coming this fall in 2026, the program will already be in our catalog. Students will be able to apply to MBA nurse manager leader directly into the program. But you have to be a nurse first. It's not the other way around. MBA people cannot come and apply, right? So it is a nursing program. The advantage with this program, if you are a leader, it is going to prepare you to understand the concepts of finance, human resource, budgeting, accounting, those foundational knowledge you need that nurse manager leader does not give you. So it is really a synergy of these two programs. Now, credit cost for this program, one course is going to cost you $495 if that course is offered through the School of Nursing. If the course is offered through Extended Studies, it is our online platform, the cost is going to be $550 per credit. In total, nurse manager leader, MBA, together combined is going to cost you $30,000, $150,000 as of today. That's based on the rates we have online on our site. Try to do an MBA alone somewhere. It's going to cost you more than that, right? So we saw a need, and how did we come up with this program? We had 2 students who were pursuing nurse manager leader program, and they are like, I'm taking a little bit of the MBA courses, and I'm only away 18 credits to get an MBA. Why can't I do it? And this is really, really going to help my job, my promotion. I don't need to go back to school and get an MBA. And that's what was like, oh, this can work. And so we allowed 2 students to go through the program first, and they were so happy with the results. We decided to support our nursing graduates who are managers, who are supervisors, and they just don't have that business component. So the program may not be ready for you now, or it could be ready for you now, but share it with your family members, your colleagues. Just send the word out there, and let them reach out to us, and we can provide more information. Any more? Some questions?
Don't forget the educator, 30 credits, what is that, 3 semesters?
Right.
3 semesters, educator.
Yeah. Any questions?
And we'll have Dr. Itambo stick around if you want to ask something just to her in front instead of asking everybody else. If you are going, go to the grad fair, make sure you go by there, but thank you for your time and for
Yeah.
coming. She's been a blessing to our program, so.
Yes, yes. You have a question? Let me get close. Sorry.